guys, good morning. It is 9 o'clock on June 14th and it is bright out here. Just take a look at the ocean. Things have calmed down a bit since the storm passed, and we had a really nice night last night, just sleeping in. Every now and then you'd wake up and just feel the ship gently rocking. It's like being a baby in a cradle. Just love it. Never enough to really make you seasick or anything like that, although we did go through a little bit of storm. And looking out here, we are one little balcony from the front of the boat, and so that's the bow up there. Really a nicely made, beautiful looking boat with a proud bluff bow there. So yeah, we're gonna have a sea day today, which is gonna be nice. Really, we can do just whatever the heck we want to do. There's activities planned every hour. Not only that, but there's multiple activities for any time of day. And with Princess, you can look at the Medallion app, which has something called Journey View, and you can look at what activities there are throughout the day, as well as other things like the dining and the shows and everything. And you can just bookmark all of those, which kind of signs you up to attend if it's a limited event. And also you can then change your view of the day to just show everything that you're signed up for. So pretty fun. Things like fitness classes, dance classes, yoga. There's Japanese and Korean classes. There's sushi and vegetable and fruit carving demonstrations. There's events with the crew. There was a Jenga competition with a giant Jenga kit the other day. That was pretty fun. There's trivia, all your usual cruise ship stuff like shuffleboard, and today there's a ping pong tournament between the crew versus the passengers. Of course, anything else you want to do that you do on your day off or when you're on vacation, like sitting on the deck reading a book, sitting by the pool, going swimming, sitting in the hot tub, talking to people, going to the bar, whatever you want to do. It's a sea day, so it's a day to relax. And then on the shore days, we are always really busy with the shore excursions, whether that's a ship shore excursion or one that we set up ourselves. So when we were in Kagoshima, we basically set that whole thing up ourselves, going to the Shogun's house and the Japanese garden. And then when we were in Yokohama yesterday, or the day before, we went on a ship excursion. So just lots of options. I kind of like to set up a shore excursion myself when it looks like the city is pretty close in and the transportation's easy, and you can either just walk off the ship into town or easily take a taxi cab. I like to do things on my own, but when there's a lot of driving involved, like when we were in Jeju, things were really spread out, requiring an hour or more bus ride. Also, when we went down to the Buddhist temple and the Shinto shrine outside of Yokohama, that was a good hour drive, so that would not have been practical really to do on our own, or probably cost efficient. And then also when you do it on your own, you got to be careful because you could miss getting back to the ship in time, whereas on the ship excursions, they guarantee, of course, that you'll be back in time. We've also used on previous cruises some third-party companies. You can go to shoreexcursions.com, and they will have excursions that are sometimes similar to what the cruise ship offers, sometimes better, sometimes cheaper. And that company actually offers you a guarantee that you'll get back in time. They have a $1,000 guarantee. They'll give you a $1,000 fee if you don't make it, and also give you airline tickets to catch your ship to the next port. And apparently that's never happened. So, in the history of their company. So that's definitely something to think about doing, looking for alternates. But someplace like very heavily traveled with cruise ships like the Mediterranean, down the west coast of the United States, over on the Bahamas, there's a lot more of those third-party type shore excursions. This is the first time Princess has been back here to Japan since the COVID pandemic, so there's really not a lot going on outside of Princess. So that kind of plays into it. So anyway, looking forward to a nice relaxing day on a sea day. Once you put in the comments there what you guys like to do on a sea day, or what, if you haven't been on a cruise, what you would do on a day like this. Would I find you by the pool reading a book, or in a yoga class, or what would you be up to? And we'll try to get a little bit of content to film today, even though we're just going to be at sea. And it's always beautiful looking at the ocean, I think. And of course tomorrow we're gonna have a lot of content over in Nagasaki. Pretty interesting to go there, pretty heavy with the US-Japanese history there. And so I look forward to seeing you guys there. You guys are on the ship a little bit today. Typical hallway. Things are a little, you see, a little dinged up on this ship. She's 20 years old as of this coming year. But long hallway as far as you can see. Hundreds and hundreds of feet long. I don't know the exact number. But you get quite a few steps just walking around the hallways. And I don't think the ship's too old or too dingy or anything. Still think she's pretty good shape. Like, check out this area. So this is nice. This is very, very nice. In a yacht, brass and wood sort of way. All right, let's go up the elevator. Here's the decks. Of course, you got all that on these screens. So everywhere you go, if you don't have a phone, if you're part of the generation that's resisting the smartphone, there we are. This is helpful because it shows, I mean, not only the activities, but which way the ship is facing. It's a little confusing which way is which. You know, when you come in here and you just look down the hallway, you don't always know which way is which. On Norwegian, they have little fish on the carpet, which are, the fish are always going forward. That's handy. And look at this, a door to the outside. So we got hamburgers here and a bar and then pizza down in the end. We got some people in the pool. Love those dolphins. Pool's sloshing a little bit today. Movies under the stars here, which they do day and night. Plenty of towels. They don't make you check them in and check them out like they do in Norwegian. It's ridiculous. Ice cream bar here. They do some pretty fancy ice cream treats. And when the weather's stormy, a lot of people like to hang out here where it's covered, but you can still see the ocean. Got some DJ stuff set up here for some party music, and then the whole buffet is right back here in the back of the boat. And we got more hot tubs and pool here in the covered pool area. Look at this. They can actually open this up during the nice weather. I've always seen it closed. But very nice covered swim area, lounge area. Get some sun even if the weather's not great. Got a bar here so you can have a drink. Take a drink into the hot tub. So typical sleep-in breakfast time, about 9 o'clock. Everything, of course, is really pretty busy in here. Got salad bar. The Chinese in particular like to have big plates of salad for breakfast. That's your dried fish. And then your lox. Fixings. Tofu. Daikon stew. Noodles. There's always plenty of seating. This is the back of the boat here with the outrigger bar and the hot tub and pool. And then just sometimes I have to walk a ways from where the food's at. Now, tell me what you think of my selection here. Got miso soup, a little bit of bacon, some yakitori noodles, hash brown, bagel, fried tomato, rice and egg bites, and a poached egg. And then this is our view out to sea. So I didn't film everything there on the buffet. It's still a little embarrassing filming stuff like that, but sometimes I'll say, wow, this looks really good, I need a picture, and then they feel really complimented and they're happy to let you take a picture of it. I think sometimes people get a little suspicious that someone might be being critical of their work, you know, if you are filming something. But yeah, they have a fairly good selection. I think the food on Norwegian was a bit better. You know, now they've been on here for a few days. Just a little bit more effort and attention into the high quality food. And being a much bigger ship, our last one, the Norwegian Joy, they obviously had a much bigger buffet, so they would have a lot more variety. But it's just partly the ship, not really the line. I've been on the Princess Ruby, which I think had very comparable food to Norwegian. So part of it's maybe the ship, being a smaller ship, can be the chef that we have here. And it also could be just the location being in Japan. There may be different expectations for the Western type of food. They certainly do have some nice Asian options. So having the miso soup that you put together yourself here is pretty good. There's always a big pot of miso soup, but they also have oatmeal for Americans, and they have congee, which the Chinese really like to have, which is basically like a really bland rice gruel that's supposed to be good for you. And there's enough choice and selection that certainly none of us ever go hungry. Another observation is that coffee is very important to us. The drip coffee they have here is really pretty decent, and the espresso is excellent, as good as Starbucks or anything else. And on Norwegian, their drip coffee was terrible. And even if you paid extra for the Starbucks, which was actually Starbucks brand, it was still pretty bad. So coffee is pretty important. Also, the service has been much better here than it was in Norwegian. So you win some, you lose some. So hey guys, we're going to wrap up this video a little bit early. That's about all we have for content for today. It was a beautiful sea day with lots of time to spend sitting out on the deck, reading and enjoying some really nice drinks. Also toured the ship a little bit and looked at some artwork. And this is where we're at here as we're sailing around Japan. Take a look at the location. We did have a nice dinner with some great desserts, and that was followed by hanging out in a lounge. So show you the view here of one of our favorite bars. And then join us tomorrow for some great adventures in the great city of Nagasaki, Japan.